All right, we're back again with another episode of Roofer Reflection. I'm really excited to have Jennifer here. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to chat with you today.
How did you get into the industry?
Yeah, so I wasn't in roofing or construction. I was actually working in the wireless industry, and I was looking for a change. I responded to an ad that, to be honest, the posting was very vague. It didn't mention roofing or construction, or I probably wouldn't have moved forward, which would have been really sad. And found out that it was for a national contractor for a job working to grow a service department. And although I was a little concerned about the roofing side of it, since I didn't have that experience, had never been on a roof, not even my own roof, but was told, they would train me, they would teach me everything I needed to know, and that my account management, my customer service, my sales background would really be what I needed to be successful. So I decided to move forward, and I spent about 4 years with that contractor, and I never looked back in roofing. I can't imagine doing anything else.
What was your initial response when you got there? You found out those details.
I thought, I don't know that this is a fit for me. I've always been in maybe a more corporate type environment. Selling certainly B2B, but not roofing, where there's a need to certainly inspect a roof, make recommendations on roofing to some extent, even pretty quickly. It turned out that I was able to tag along on production jobs, go along with service crews, sometimes even be the helper on a service crew, which, sort of jumping right in is a great way to learn. I relied really heavily on the associations, the NRCA, the National Roofing Contractors Association, of course, and the CRCA, the Chicago Roofing Contractors Association, and just all the education that's out there from the industry associations. And at times, Google and YouTube were my best friends. When there was roofing terminology that, I was unfamiliar with, I would just go figure out, what we were talking about. So
now you mentioned association. Not everyone gets involved. But it sounds like you got involved fairly early on.
I did. And I would say initially, I didn't probably know the value of associations, but I got involved out of necessity. I had a need to not only continue my learning and growth, develop myself more than I maybe could internally. And also, I had a desire to have a network of people who did jobs similar to me. And I didn't necessarily have that, as I was sort of the only person doing my job, doing that role in my office at Nations. So I got involved to meet people. Pretty early on, I was asked if I was interested in being a director at CRCA and being on the board. And strangely enough, that was only about 10 years ago, I think in 2015. And I was the first woman ever on the board of the CRCA. So I think that moved a little slowly. We were a little behind there, but now we've caught up. I was on the board as a contractor member at that time. And then now I'm on the board as an associate member working for an associate member company, a manufacturer. So,
you have a lot of experience in the roofing industry. If someone that was new was considering a job or career in the roofing industry, what sort of advice would you have for them?
So my advice to anyone who might consider a role in the roofing industry would be to explore it. I think too often one might think that roofing is just what you see in terms of driving past a job site and seeing a crew up on a roof, or maybe understanding that there's some management that is involved in that. And those are great roles, and we need those people. And without them, there wouldn't be work for the rest of us. But roofing is so much bigger than the roofing crews. There are jobs in all different roles, from marketing to sales to accounting to management, to safety, which is certainly a focus that I have in my everyday. And so I would encourage someone to explore the roofing industry for all that it has to offer. You can certainly make a very good living in roofing, and it's a community like no other.